Good morning, Auntie.
Good afternoon. Come. Today I'm going to teach you a padam. This is a composition of Vaidishwara Kovil, Subrama Iyer. The padam is in Tamil. It is in Ragam Hussaini, set to Rupakatala. Okay. Now you have learnt a padam before?
No.
Okay, so this is your first padam. Padams are generally love lyrics. The Nayaka is usually either a deity of the local temple or it could be the king. So in those days, Devadasis also danced in the court. So the composers wrote either padams in praise of the king or else the god they were their Ishta Devata, so to say. And though it looks like a romantic song, basically this follows the Hindu philosophy of the union, the longing for the union of the Jivatma with the Paramatma. That is the Nayika wanting to realize the Lord. So this is given a Shringara nature, and that is how the lyrics are composed. Okay? Now you have different kinds of padams. You have padams where the heroine is waiting for the Lord. She dresses up nicely and she awaits his arrival eagerly. And that kind of a Nayaka is called Vasaka Sachika Nayaka. So there are different kinds. There is a Khandita Nayaka who is very angry with the Lord because he's betrayed her and gone off with another woman. So she's very angry with him. So there are Ashtavida Nayakas, 8 types of Nayakas. Okay. And in the Nayakas again there's the Mukta Nayaka who is a very young girl. There is a Madhyama Nayaka who is sort of middle-aged. There's a Praudha Nayaka who is a older woman. Then there is a Samanya Nayaka who belongs to the lower strata of society. She's slightly very vulgar, overt in her
That is
view.
Samanya.
Samanya, very pedestrian, ordinary. Then there is a Madhyama type who is neither too lower down, nor is she very elevated. The Uttama Nayaka is one who is very dignified and her reactions to everything are very subtle. So we have different categories of Nayakas. Now what we are learning today in this padam, Netrandi Neradi, this Nayaka is an Uttama Nayaka. So the entire thing is done very subtly. There's no overt abhinaya at all. Okay? She is talking about the other woman who is a Samanya Nayaka. And here in this padam, it is this Uttama Nayaka who is deeply in love with the Nayaka, and she is a bit hurt because she has seen the previous evening her Nayaka succumbing to the overtures of that other woman, and she feels betrayed in the sense that he has even allowed himself to stray even so slightly, but she wants him back. So she is not going to be a Khandita Nayaka at all. Though a lot of people treat it as a Khandita Nayaka, many people treat it as a Kalhantarita Nayaka, and we were taught by Kalanidhi Mami that Netrandi Neradili the Nayaka is a Vipralabdha. That is one who is in separation. Here the separation is sort of, at least the way I look at it, the separation is very temporary. And she is longing for him to return to her. So she does not want to antagonize things by being angry with him. So she definitely is not going to be Khandita. So there is a mixture in this of all these nayikas. Okay, that is the way I have interpreted it. My gurus have always treated it as a mixture of Khandita and Kalhantarita, and some have treated it as a Vipralabdha. We are putting all these ideas together, and as the lyrics suggest, we go through all these stages. Okay. Now, what does this padam say? It says, Netrandi Neradile, Neeradum Karaitanile, Neringiyummai Jade Kati, Alaitaval Yaro Swami. So, yesterday at the time of dusk, on the river front, who was that woman who came and made eyes at you? She asks. And we do a lot of variations, depends on your imagination and also the level of understanding of the audience. So you make it as elaborate as you would like to. Then she goes on to say, after all, you are the great Muruga. See, most of these Tamil padams, the Nayaka is either Lord Muruga or Lord Nataraja. In the Telugu padams, it's mostly Krishna. So that is how we have studied whatever padams we have studied are like that. Most of the padams are either in Tamil or in Telugu. A few of them have been written in Kannada also. So in this case, she then goes on to describe Neritiyai Mailerum Kanda. What is the Vahana of Lord Subramanya?
Peacock.
Yeah. So that beautiful peacock which you use as a Vahana, Neer Avalum, you and she were standing opposite each other and you were just gazing in rapt attention at each other and lost and intoxicated by that intensity of feeling. And how did I know? I was standing right there. But you were so lost in looking at her that you did not even notice me standing there. So she feels very hurt that though she was right there, he had eyes for no one but that woman. So she could always stand there and accuse him of that and say, okay, get lost, don't come here and all that. But here she doesn't do that because she wants to have him. She still loves him very much. So she wants to get him away from that woman back towards her. So she plans it accordingly. So she first says that beautiful peacock on which you ride, and you and she were standing opposite each other, gazing at each other so much. And I was right there. That is the Anupallavi. Then in the Charanam she says, you remember, because now she doesn't want to drive him away by accusing him too much of anything. So she tries now a different track. So she tells him, the other day you came to my place, En Munnalil, that is in the earlier days, Yennidathil, that is in my place or at my house, my home, Sondam Pole Kitte Vandu, like somebody my very own. You came close, Muttu Muttai Sarasamadi, you spoke such sweet words and all that, and you behaved so beautifully with me. Sarasamadi, Moham Tandira, you gave me so much love that day. So don't you remember that? Now she's trying to get him to remember those beautiful days they shared so that he forgets about this new attraction that has come in, and he goes back to those days they lived in such happiness with each other. So that is one way of trying to wean him away. So Munnalil Yennidathil Sondam Pole Kitte Vandu Muttu Muttai Sarasamadi Moham Tandira. Then she says, Manava, that is, oh my Lord, Manava Unninaivu, that is thinking of you, Annam Kanda Oru Maadam Undu. I have not even touched any food since a month. Okay? Varumaya Yendoreye. Please come, oh my Lord, and put an end to all my sorrows and all my difficulties. Because she rests all her hope on him. So she wants him back at any cost. So she says, please come. Now the Padam generally, you finish the Charanam and you go back to the Pallavi. And you, so here if I finish the Charanam, Varumaya yen Duraye, Tirkumaya yen Kavalaya, Netrandi Neratile. If I go back there, then I'm back to accusing him of going there, of being enticed by that woman. So the very purpose of trying to bring him back on track is lost. So the way I look at it, I have decided that I will end that Padam with Varumaya Yenduraye, keep saying Varumaya Yenduraye and take him away and go away. The rest is left to the imagination of the audience. So that way, that mood that she's setting in to him will remain. That becomes the Sthayi Bhava of getting him back into her life. So I do not want to go back to saying yesterday you were there and you were doing this, that and the other. Okay? So that is my interpretation and that is how I end my music. Okay? Is this clear to you? Any doubts?
So what Nayika is she actually playing? Does she play a double role where she's trying to...
Yeah, see at the beginning she is being she's a Vipralabdha Nayika because he has moved away.
Okay, so what
for
is
a
she
few
feeling?
days. No, so she is feeling the pangs of separation. Then when she sees him, she is annoyed. Initially, she is not very annoyed with him as she is with that other woman. Okay, so it is a kind of Kalantarita Nayika. Then when she comes to the Anum Pallavi, she is actually accusing him of being there, standing there, looking at that lady and not even sparing a glance towards her. So over there, it is a kind of a mild Khandita Nayika. But she does not want to overdo it and kill the whole issue there. She wants that affection to come back. And she comes back as she pleads with him, and then that is more of a Kalantari Nayika who has faith in that hero of hers and wants him back. Okay, so this is how we are treating this particular pada. It could have been done as a total Khandita Nayika. That time you were like this and you did this, but it stands that now you have moved away, etc. So I am not interested in you. You can close the door and go away. That is one way of doing it. Another way of doing it is, despite everything, I still want you in my life, and do it that way. And I would prefer it like that because the lyrics seem to suggest that she is not tired of him or she is not angry with him and she does not want to do away with him. So that is how we are interpreting it. Okay, now another thing about Padams is this pace is very slow. The music of a Padam is very heavy. That is why not everybody can sing a Padam. You can sing the Jatiswaram, you can sing the Varnam, etc. But to sing a Padam, the musician has to be of a very high order, to put in a lot of bhava in each line. And the way the music develops also is very different in the Padam. The first Sangati will be very simple. Second Sangati will have musical contours such that suggest the action you're going to do.
Okay.
Like supposing I take, say another example like Vani Pundu. That's another Padam. Where you say, Vani Pundu Salu Patani Vanita Maniyala. So over there this is a Nayika who's very angry with Krishna because he's gone straying. So this is, I don't want his friendship anymore. So she tells her friend, Vani Pundu Salu Vatane Vanita Maniyala. So that is the first time. Second time, Salu Vatane. So the music goes like that. Salu Vatane.
Okay.
So that way, each padam, depending on the lyrics, the music is woven in such a way that the sangatis of the dance and the sangatis of the music go hand in hand. So for that, you need a singer with a lot of imagination, a lot of musical sensitivity to weave the sangatis. He cannot be singing over there while you are doing something very delicate. So the way you sing, the way you dance have to be in total unison. Okay? And here the emotions are very subtle. So there's nothing very overt, no drama in a padam. Everything is by suggestion. You only suggest to the audience. The rest is left to the imagination. But the suggestion has to be very effective. And the singer has to have very strong training in music to sustain the karvai. Karvai are these long pauses or gaps in the music. So when the pauses are long, there has to be strength in the voice. At the same time, total bhava in the thing. Because you can't be sounding strident when you're pleading about something. So everything has to be in a judicious balance, and the singer has to be able to do all that. Similarly, the dancer also has to be able to sustain the sthai bhava through that entire sanchari. Okay? So when you're supposed to be feeling sad, the basic bhava is one of sadness. But in that sadness, she finds one small happy spark, which is not happy like that. In that sadness, those days, that's it. Okay? In that time, you were very happy. It's not that way. So, always the sthai bhava has to be maintained. In that, there are variations. Otherwise, it will be very dull and boring if you're going to be sitting there looking very sad from the beginning to the end of the lecture. Okay? So, all these very subtle emotions, like very delicate embroidery, they're put into the sahityam. Then what else is there? Now supposing we take the first line of the Pallavi. When you say, Netrandi neratile, Neeradum karetanile, Neringi umai jade kati, Aletavalyaro Swami. Now, once you can be, oh, you're such a sweet Lord of mine. My Lord, with great pride. My Lord. You're my Lord. How could you even look at her? So, those little variations are what add to the beauty of that padam. So, each word of the padam can be elaborated. You elaborate it differently, put it all together, and then it's like a nice, rich canvas with different shades, different emotions put together. Okay. Now, the difference here, I would also like to tell you, about various composers. There are padams are not composed by everybody. There were special composers who composed only padams, javalis, and that's it. There were people who composed kirtanams. You have the Trinity who composed the kritis that we are all hearing all the time. But padam composers, generally, the language is not very high. It is something that everybody can understand. Many of the terms are very colloquial. Many of the composers would listen to the women speak. In that time, in those days, the women who spoke around them, that language is what they put into the padam. So many times the terms are very colloquial. And they're not in vogue anymore, but those days they were. Most of it is, like I said, because that basic devotion, our basic Hindu philosophy is in it. There's a certain dignity about it all, and when you present it also, it has to be there. Unlike in the Javali, where its movement is very fast, they are usually in very light ragas, and there's a sort of a little they're not as elevated as this Padam is. A little more day-to-day kind of life is depicted in Ajavali. There's much more coquetry and teasing and everything in that.
Okay.
But in the Padam, it is always at a higher plane.
After which Margam is the Padam done?
Pardon?
After which Margam is the Padam done?
No, in the Margam, where does it come?
Where does it come?
So usually it comes in the second half of the concert. You have the Pushpanjali, Alaripu, Jatiswaram, Varnam, and then the audience by then has watched a sufficient amount of vigorous dance. They have watched a very elaborate Varnam. So now the mood has been established for something very subtle,
Okay.
something which does not have a whole lot of vigorous footwork, something which they can just sit back and enjoy, and something that they can relate to also, because these are all basic human emotions which everybody goes through.
It always includes a Nayaka.
Pardon?
A Padam always
Yeah,
includes.
there's always the Padam is a dialogue between the Nayaka and the Nayaka.
Okay.
Okay. Then I have already spoken about the language. There are different composers. There is Kshetraya was considered the father of Padams. Padams are extremely slow, Chauka Kalam as we call it, or Vilamba Kalam. The ragas are mostly very heavy.
Okay.
You have ragas like Kambodi, then Todi, Sahana, and Navroz. There are certain ragas which were very much in vogue in the earlier days, not so much now. Navroz is one of them. And they could be in any tala, but usually they are in Mishra Chapu Talam or in Triputa Talam. And you have these Tamil composers. You have Ghanam Krishna Iyer, you have Vaidishwara Koil Subbarama Iyer. The one the composition I'm teaching you is of Vaidishwara Koil Subbarama Iyer. He has also composed another padam called Adum Shalluval, Anekavum Shalluval, Avamil Kutram Ennadi, which talks of this normal gossip that goes on in houses and all that between women, talking about that other woman and things like that. So these are all things. Now these padams could be also addressed by the Nayaka to the Nayaka. It could also be a mother, telling her errant daughter about how she should behave and things like that. There's the Yettanation Nallum, where the daughter fights with the husband every 2 days and comes away to the mother. So mother counsels her and says, "This is not." Yettanation Nallum. So the mother tells her, "This is not the way to behave. You have to adjust. Sometimes he is nice, sometimes he is like." So this happens in life. Now it happens in everybody's house. So how to relate to the husband, etc., is taught by the mother. It could be the mother talking to the child also. But generally it is a relationship between the Nayaka and the Nayaka. Okay. Well, I think that covers all our information about the Padam basically, and we will, I think, meet next time and talk about the lyrics and the meanings and how to sing it to Talam. So what I am going to teach you next is Netrandi Neratile in Ragam Hosseini, set to Rupaka Talam, and the composer is who's the composer? Vaidishwara Koil Subbarama Iyer, and it is in Tamil. See, now this Netrandi Neratile can be handled differently, I have told you. Now Kalanidhi Narayanan Mami, she treats it as a Vipralabdha Nayika. That is one who is in separation. When you show a Nayika in separation, so she shows us, she has made us show her as feeling very sad, and then very sadly she says, Netrandi Neratile, Neeradum Karaitanile, Neringiyumai, ஜாடை காட்டி அழைத்தவள் யாரோ சுவாமி. And the whole thing is one of sadness at him going away at her call. But she's feeling bad accusing him, so she's now because she feels he has gone away, and she feels he'll still come back, because after all she is a better of the two. She's in a way confident that he'll come back to her, but she treats the heroine as one who is in separation. Guru Mahalingam Pillai, on the other hand, initially treated it as a Khandita Nayika. When she accuses him of Netrandi Neeratile Neeradum Karithanile Neringiyummai Jade Kaati Alaithavul Yaro Swami. So there she is doing that whole thing with anger. Yaro Swami. So there is nothing like, that she is feeling very lost in separation or anything. She is straight away accusing him of wandering off. Then Anupallavi and Charanam, she now wants him back, so she tries her best to wean him away. So the first thing that he did was totally Khandita. To me, I feel if you do a Khandita there, then there's every chance of that hero moving away and moving on to that new lady he has found. So the only way I would be sure that he'll come back to me is to tell him about those old days when we were together and rekindle that memory, hoping that in rekindling that old memory, these new ideas will go away. So that is the difference in approach. There are a lot of padams like that, which depends on the imagination of the teacher also. So you can treat it as a Khandita, you can treat it as a Virodh Khandita, you can treat it as a Kalhantarita, or you can treat it as a Vipralabdha. Or you can say Vasaka Sajikana sits decorating herself and everything and all that and waiting for him and all that, and then she sees him going away like that. So that is also possible, where you spend half the time doing Shringaram of yourself and then waiting for the man and then getting angry. So from there you go off to Khandita straight away. But when you look at the lyrics, that is why a thorough study of the lyrics is very essential, and knowing the philosophy behind those words. All these in a padam, all the words have a double meaning, and you have to learn the circumstances under which it was composed, and you have to know the language very well to be able to interpret it. So that is of utmost importance. So it can be done whichever way. That much of liberty is given to the artist to choreograph it in a way she thinks is very apt. Okay? So supposing I were to elaborate on this, I say Netrandi Neeratile Neeradum Karithanile Neringiyummai Jade Kaati Alaithaval Yaro Swami. Here I am saying Swami. I am already making a mockery of him. Bade aaye kind of thing, Swami. But if I don't want him to go away, I want to point out that what he did was not right, but he still belongs to me, then I would do it as Netrandi Neeratile Neeradu Karithanile Neringiyummai Jade Kaati Yaru Swami. So here I am not going to show any anger at him because after all he is mine. The anger is on that woman for having come and disturbed this whole balance between us. Yaru Swami. After all, you are very innocent. But the culprit is that woman. So that way you're making sure that you're showing your disapproval of what happened, but after all you're my son. So that she keeps on drumming into him through that little bit of anger at the woman. So this is how I have treated this
Okay.
padam. Even when she says in the Anupallavi also, she says you are such a grand person and all that, and you are standing opposite her and all that. Then at that time, I am looking on and I am very sad.
But still, he
I was right there. So you're saying I was right there and I saw everything. What do you think was happening? So you're not accusing him that way. I saw all of that. And how did I see? I was right there. So that whole thing is done very softly, very subtly, so that he starts feeling guilty that he even looked anywhere else. Okay? So we will, after this, we'll do the entire Pallavi
Okay.
and then move on to the Anupallavi
Okay.
and Charanam. Okay. With this we end today's class.